October is Depression Awareness Month. Many associate depression with hardship, such as losing a job, having a loved one die, or seeing a relationship end. But sometimes it can strike people who appear to be on top of the world. That's what happened to a VCU grad who was living her dream as a television news reporter. Tonight, she tells our Shelby Brown how depression destroyed her successful career and nearly took her life.
For Lauren Compton, survival is a choice. It hasn't always been that way for the VCU grad who spent years honing her skills as a television news reporter in Lynchburg. A go-getter who set her sights on one day landing a job back home in Norfolk near her parents and family.
That was just like amazing. I was going to be reporting in my hometown, and like to me that was like I had arrived moment.
A dream that came true, but not without struggle and sacrifice.
I felt like I had to be there 7 days a week, come in early, leave late. I didn't take vacations. I came in on my day off.
A high-profile job that came with high pressure. Overshadowing it all, a battle with depression that dated back to a diagnosis in her teens that Lauren says her family made her keep under wraps. She took an antidepressant but stopped, and for years struggled with her mental illness, always working to conceal it from others.
My mom said, this is just something that we keep between us, okay? Nobody else has to know about this. Whenever you get a chest pain, you just take, you take this pill or whatever, but you don't tell anybody. I couldn't talk about the depression. And so growing up, I just felt like it was this taboo thing. And then when I went to college, and I decided to be in the television career, then I knew I couldn't talk about it.
That silence led to a deep inner struggle, and though on top of the world in her dream job, owning a home before 30, and being in a stable relationship, things still fell apart, and often she contemplated suicide.
I thought about overdosing or about like jumping over a bridge, and I thought if I just slipped out at night and just did it, it's hard to describe. It's like I just didn't want to exist anymore.
Her battle with depression intensified until one day,
I'm just done. So I swallowed about 29 pills I had. I just laid there and I said, I just want to fade to black. I thought about the funeral. I thought about my Down syndrome sister, and I thought, God, this is not going to comprehend to her. She's going to see me in this casket and she's not going to get it. And I thought, okay, so I said, I can't do that to her. So I called my mom. I said, Mom, I've done something really bad. And I said, I swallowed some pills. She said, why did you do that? I said, I don't know.
From the hospital to a psych ward. After a short leave of absence from her TV career, Lauren went back to reporting, but the self-pressure to be perfect in her job was too much. 4 days after she returned to work, she resigned.
Stumbling, freezing, and that fear was starting to overcome me. So I walked to my news director's office and I said, I'm really sorry, I can't do this anymore.
Life spiraled out of control. Lauren lost her home and her relationship with her family. There were also other failed suicide attempts. In May of 2016, she became homeless. All Lauren had was a rented office space that she used to work on her Good Girls Chronicles blog.
I had an office for my business, and so I would take pillows and sheets at the end of the night, and I put them under a desk. And when everybody left, which was usually around 11, I would go to sleep under the desk.
Until she got caught.
So, what happened after she was discovered? Plus,
I didn't think anybody cared. People were like pouring out, like, oh my God, I always wondered what happened.
next, what happened when she decided to take her struggle public? From a television newsroom to a psych ward, depression cost a VCU graduate her job and caused her life to spiral out of control. Then she hit rock bottom. But as she tells our Shelby Brown, that's when she decided to bare her soul, and things finally started to turn around.
Many nights Lauren slept under covers in her Volkswagen Beetle in this Walmart parking lot. After that, temporary shelters became home. Getting on a bus night after night outside of this Chesapeake police precinct with other homeless people to be shipped off to shelters at various churches is when Lauren says she realized she had hit rock bottom. But she says surprisingly, inside of those walls, the grace and compassion shown to her in those moments gave her hope.
God kept me from getting murdered, killed, raped, or worse in my journey. He comforted me on those nights where I would cry in the shelter.
She decided to share her story
Thankful Tuesday
on Facebook.
I talked about the suicide attempts, why I had to leave my jobs, how I felt so much shame about my mental health condition, and I posted it. I hadn't been on Facebook in 2 years. I didn't think anybody cared. People were like pouring out, like, oh my God, I always wondered what happened. I prayed for you. I have a child who committed suicide. I live with depression. I can't believe that. And it connected me in a way to people that my TV career had never done.
For nearly a year, Lauren survived off of GoFundMe donations. Just as the shelter program was about to end for the season, a Christian couple opened their Western Branch home to her.
Not looking over your back and clutching your items and stuff like that. Pat gave me peace for my soul, and that's priceless.
Peace for her soul, a renewed faith in God, and hope like never before. Lauren, who now goes by Lauren Hope, connected with a therapist who prescribed the right medication she needs. In early 2017, she landed a job at a Virginia Beach hotel. Recently, she was hired as a peer specialist, helping those in crisis.
I'm just excited to serve the community.
Her biggest mission now, to use her once silent voice and her story to help others.
And I realized then two things. There are a lot of people suffering in silence. And second, people need to see fighters and they need to see survivors because it shows them that they can overcome too.
These days, you can find Lauren sharing her story at various suicide awareness and prevention events.
So I decided to choose survival.
She wants the world to know that she can no longer remain silent. For in her words, someone who needs it most, she prays, could hear their own story and make the choice to live.
I see what God did for me at my lowest moment, so I need to go tell them. Survival is a choice. It's a choice we all make to keep living despite our circumstances, our bank account, our despair, our heartache. Every day you will yourself to get up, to try and endure. But to survive, it takes hope that what we endure is worth it and that there is peace and joy on the other side.
In Virginia Beach, Shelby Brown, CBS 6 News.
Takes a lot of courage.